Is it over? Are we playing the game now? I can't tell. That was a 14-minute long cutscene on a Game Boy Color. No, that is actually kind of impressive, actually. Oh, really? More cutscenes? Why? This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me? Successful Halo landing, I see. Nothing like the skydiving at dawn. Present location, 3 kilometers south of Fortress as planned. Heavy security, sentries ahead. Snake, make sure you stay out of their sight. Watch the radar to keep track of enemy movements. I'll go over it again just in case. See the radar at top right? The large dot is you. The others are enemy troopers. Got it? Once you've been detected by the enemy, the radar will not be non-operational. Be careful. Your mission is to infiltrate Galwad. Work with Delta's force to rescue the researchers and destroy Metal Gear. Orders will be relayed via the codec. My frequency is 140.85. Call if anything turns up. To use the codec, just press select and then start. We'll be in touch. When a call sounds, push the select button to receive. Raise me on frequency 140.96 when you need to. Save. First, get to the front of the fortress. Cut northward through the jungle. You're in. Roger that. God, that text scrolling speed is awfully slow, isn't it? That's because I have it on auto, as you may have seen me choose at the start. Either way, hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel for the Game Boy Color. Bit late in saying that because this is technically the second video, but plot on a Game Boy Color is kind of weird. Now, the weird thing is about this game is that we're obviously playing as Snake still, but he looks like he should be the way he is from Solid, but that's because this game takes place on a slightly different continuity. Also, I just killed that poor guard. But thanks for the ration. Rations are, as usual, used to heal yourself. Now, this game actually brings in a lot of the solid gameplay aspects, like hugging walls, enemy detection, and such, so you're going to be seeing a lot of this again later on. But the weird thing about this game is that, as we'll see later on, it's played in stages. Yeah, that's kind of weird. And I'd have more to say, but I had to start technically 2 minutes into this video, and wow, this game has a lot of plot. The weird thing is, though, is that you actually, when you press select, this is your menu. You press up to use an item, and left and right to select a weapon. Select is to cancel that, and start is the codec. Now, one thing I want to actually say about this game right off the bat is I love how fluid it's animated. I mean, look at Snake. That is some really great sprite animation there. Not as good as Shantae, but that's because Shantae had like over 1,000 sprites, I think it was, somewhere around there. Now, this first mission's actually pretty simple. As long as you keep an eye on the radar, you should be pretty good. Though, actually, like in Metal Gear 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, Snake can crawl by pressing the start button, which you can actually use to get underneath mud, which means you can't be spotted. However, you do have an oxygen bar, so watch out for that. This first mission, though, is pretty simple. A lot of the same stuff we've seen before. Just stay away from enemies. and stay out of their sight, as usual. Though I forget exactly how this game's sight system works, because in some previous Metal Gear games it was the straight line thing, but I think Solid Snake was the first game to introduce the cone. Either way, that is the end of Stage 1. Yeah, I know, stages in a Metal Gear game. That's, it's kind of weird. Either way, let's see what's in Stage 2. Though that was partially unnecessary. Snake, we have new intelligence. Bad news. How did you know? You've never exactly been a messenger of joy. So, seems that Delta Force was wiped out. Are you serious? It's true. But Delta Force, the best of the Army's best. So easily? It means they were outclassed. Eh? Those mercenaries on the enemy's payroll are all A-list guns. You've been out of action for a while. But I'm out there, and I know what I'm talking about. If you're going to take one of them on, give me a buzz. Planning to give me advice? That's what I was hired for. It's a policy of mine to earn my keep. Frequency's 141.80. Don't forget. I won't. Snake, McBride from the CIA here. Don't underestimate DLF. They aren't just another rebel group. Their annual revenue from drug and rare metal trafficking is more than 50 million. And their black market arms were financed by that money. All state-of-the-art. Be careful. I'm with the Africa Desk of Ops. I can provide data on not just the GLF, but on things like Gindran's climate, flora, and fauna. My frequency is 141.52. Alright. Snake, continue with the mission. Infiltrate the fortress, Galawad. Alright, and here we are at Stage 2. And really, another call. I could just do this in the last one. Snake, first gate entry to the fortress. Enemy security should be even tighter than it was in the jungle. Keep your eyes open, especially for surveillance cameras. Like that one. And we're gonna notice a jump cut there. The thing is, with the way I'm handling this game, is that I am making each mission its own recording session, so I'm actually saving in between each mission. Anyway, here's the thing you can do. If you hold up against a wall and press the B button and then use the D-pad, you can actually move the camera a bit farther. So in this screen, we can wait until that guy's that way, facing that way, and the other guy's asleep to run past him. This game's gonna require a bit more planning out than the previous Metal Gears, at least that we've played. Well, that was kind of pointless. Though he left the door open, you'd think he wouldn't have done that. By the way, let's actually follow him first, because we want to get something over there. And in this door. It's time for a shift change. Is it already? Come on, hurry up. We're both in big trouble if they catch us slacking off. Relax. As if anyone ever comes out here. Oh, it's a joke because we're out here now. It's not very funny. In fact, it's kind of overused. Either way, the main thing in here, by the way, that guy's already asleep, is the suppressor for the 5.7, which is our handgun for this game. The game does rank you at the end of the mission, as you just saw, on, like, times caught, enemies killed, and such. I'm going to be trying not to kill as few as possible, not because it's, like, a pure stealth game, but just because it's more convenient to go in one direction. Now, I could have actually headed right in that previous room in order to go all around. I could have headed right in the previous room to take a longer route to get to this area, but I'm just going left because it's shorter. Nothing in there. That was me thinking ahead. Stage 2 here is actually, it's all in this very tight and enclosed fortress, and because of that, there are some areas that have absolutely nothing in them, but they're there anyway, so if you want to explore, go right ahead. I'm taking the most direct route. And I'm not exactly sure what causes a kill with enemies. I think it's if you come out twice in a row. And then here we get the R5, our assault rifle for this game. However, it's not very useful, especially at this point, because if you use it, its gunfire noise will actually attract enemy soldiers, which is not a good thing. Like in Snake's Revenge, when you used C4 to blow up walls and people heard you even though they were not on screen. Which, you know, it makes sense, but it's kind of stupid at the same time. Let's get past this guy and into here. Now, you don't have to head in here at all. I'm just doing it because I can, because in here there's like a ration or something. I try to keep my ammo and rations at max supply at all times, so I won't be gating them all, but if you see one and you don't have max supply, go ahead and use them. No, it's in here that the ration is. My bad. And when you notice the floor is slightly different that I just walked on. Like in 2 Solid Snake, some floors actually make sounds when you walk on them, and that can attract enemy soldiers, so watch out for that. Also, I have no idea why certain tiles seem to be missing. I think that's just the game glitching out on me. Is anyone out there? Can anyone hear me? This is... Who is this? Thank God. This is Sergeant Chris Jenner of Delta Force. Delta Force? A survivor? It wasn't annihilated? No. Who are you? The U.S. Rescue Team? No. I'm the black sheep you were supposed to work with. Eh? Not Foxhound? Solid Snake speaking. You! I've heard things about you. What kind of things? The best saboteur ever. The one who destroyed Metal Gear in Outer Heaven. 7 years ago. The legend. Don't believe everything you hear. Some say I'm just an attention seeker, killer. So, which is true? Make up your own mind. Sergeant Jenner, are there any other survivors from the unit besides you? No. Everybody else... They're monsters, sir. They? You mean those mercenaries? Yes. Especially the leader. A man called Viper. There was nothing we could do. Even if it wasn't an ambush. An ambush? The mission was leaked? I don't know, but... This is an absolutely classified mission. There's no way it could have been leaked. Compromised. Shit, sorry. My vocabularistics aren't good anymore. Wanna bet? There's always someone who's willing to sell out. What makes an American brass tick, huh? Money, power, glory, women, men. Can it? There's no risk of spies here. Pretty sure, aren't you? Everyone involved in this mission has undergone rigorous background checks. I see. They're all trusted. How about it, Colonel? This is a top secret mission. Only a handful of people know of it. In the government and the military. I have to agree with McBride. Alright. Sergeant Jenner, is Metal Gear really inside the fortress? Yes. I still don't have the exact location, but the assembly is apparently near completion. And the researchers have been confined to another building. Do you have the location of the researchers? I'm sorry. All I know is they're somewhere here. In Galawad. Okay. How did you enter the fortress? Through the drainage system. The drainage system? Bingo. You saw those buildings with recessed east walls? There are hidden access ways down into the ground. In those recesses. Building with an indented east wall. Entry into an underground route in the recess. Got it. Get yourself back there. And get out of here. No, I'm staying here. No, you're not. I have no time to babysit a brownie. You get out. No. Sergeant! I will not abandon the mission. But I have to finish this. For your fallen comrades. Snake, having an ally in the field could be useful. Please, sir. All right. You've got guts. I'll grant you that. Thank you. We'll rendezvous inside the fortress. In the meantime, gather as much intel as you can. Got it. You watch out for yourself. Until then. Of course. And no cowboy acts. I know that. And one other thing. Yes? Can I call you Chris? We don't know each other that well. We can easily change that. As comrades in arms? That's up to you. Okay. My frequency is 140.25. Ask me if you have any questions about the fortress. Okay, Chris. Good luck, Snake. All right, Snake. Look for that way into the duct that Sergeant Jenner was talking about. Go to the building with a recessed east wall. And get underground from the concealed entry point in the recess. God, this text scrolling is awful! I should probably switch it back to manual then, because that takes a while. But yeah, still, that was a good, what would you say, 6-minute cutscene? This game's pretty ambitious for Game Boy Color, not gonna lie. Though it's kind of annoying from the recording standpoint, because it had to be like, great, more cutscenes. At least with Metal Gear Solid, I'll have something to look at. Either way, get in this truck and hug the wall to grab this, which is key card number 1. Great, the key cards return. Though there's something special about them, we'll see them once we get level 2. And I actually just cut back to the very first room we were in the fortress. Because you can see this gate right here. If you came up to it beforehand, it would have been locked. But now if we go select the key card, we can go through it. And this is the recessed each wall someone was talking about. So let's head down it. Down, Kyle. There you go. And down this ladder. And through another hallway. To end the mission. Because the AI always takes over once you're at the end of a mission. Either way, with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 2, I'm going to be first off switching the text back to manual because that takes a while, and we'll be checking out stage 3. See you guys then.